Hey guys, have you ever heard of the book Steal Like an Artist? It's basically the explanation that everyone thinks in order to be an artist, you have to be original. But that's so not true. What some of the most successful artists do is they go out and take the best parts of things that have already been created and create something new out of them. The same rules apply on social media. You do not have to be reinventing the wheel in every single status update that you put out there or in your overall social media strategy. The goal is to make sure that you're doing things that have been tested by other companies and have already worked and bring those in to add your own unique selling proposition and your own unique spin on them. So to help you out, there's a link in the description of this video to a blog post that's all about how other brands have used an evergreen posting schedule in order to increase the reach and views on their status updates. Now, here at Meet Edgar, we are an evergreen social media tool, meaning that we help recycle your content to get more eyes on it. This can be a little bit scary if you've never tried the strategy before. So this blog post will outline some companies who have seen really great success, and you can actually see side-by-side comparisons of the views and reach and likes and engagement that the post got when they shared it once, then they shared it a week later and a month later, and it's still getting those engagement views. So go ahead and check out the link in the description of this video to get some good ideas there. I also really want to make sure that you guys are paying attention to what you're putting out online and making sure that, again, you're not feeling like you're on the content creation treadmill and you're practicing upcycling. So taking one piece of content and making multiple status updates out of them. This can be accomplished by just using some really great copywriting techniques, as well as thinking about the different media you can attach to each post that you're sending out there. So I always like to think about the tips and techniques that authors such as like Kurt Vonnegut put out there, and the fact that every single time you're writing something, so every single time he writes a book or story, he imagines the stranger reading it and he never wants to waste their time. Same holds true on social media. You always want to make sure that what you're putting out there is really going to help it be impactful, educationally, entertaining, or give someone a product or service sale that they need in their life, rather than just showing up to add noise on social media, because holy moly, we know it doesn't need more of that. There are so many things that you can do by taking copywriting tips from really successful places like novels or like short stories that you can read and see what they're doing to create engaging content and go ahead and use those things in your own writing. You want to give your followers as much information as possible upfront so that they are really hooked into your post. So get that first line really engaging and let them continue reading on, because you write in such a compelling way, such as people who have been writing books and novels for such a long time have done. So look to these other places for inspiration, whether it be someone else's strategy as outlined in the blog post here, or just other mediums besides just social media posts to gain inspiration for your copy, because every single copy should really advance someone down the customer journey. So every status update that you're writing should take someone from what's known as the brand awareness phase down into that decision-making phase. So you can imagine this as a funnel. It's kind of like a marketing funnel where you're bringing people into being aware that your product or service exists, moving people down to the consideration phase where they might be deciding between you or someone else's product or service, then moving them down to the very bottom of that inverted triangle, and that's the decision phase. So each one of your status updates can really help move someone through this. And it's important to remember that you have followers in your community who are in each of these stages. And that's also a reason why repeating your content on social media is such a strong strategy, because that means that someone who perhaps was in the brand awareness phase when one of your sales posts came out wasn't quite ready to buy yet. But if you're using an evergreen strategy and that post shows up in their feed a couple months later, when you've educated and nurtured them a little bit more, then they might be ready to buy. So you can see how an evergreen strategy is not only important for converting your followers into actually paying customers, but it's also important to make sure that you're writing really quality status updates once and sharing them multiple times so that they can really make the impact that they deserve. So go ahead and check out the strategy in the link to this video. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments or email support@meetedgar.com. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.